Welcome friends. In lesson 10 science lecture 2 we are going to start with the next topic for today, that are spherical mirrors. Now in terms of spherical mirrors, there are two types of spherical mirrors basically present, that is convex mirrors and concave mirrors. Now concave mirrors and convex mirrors, as I have placed on the screen, I have made a few points in differences what are convex and concave mirrors are. So first is concave mirrors. Now in terms of concave mirrors, the mirrors in which the reflecting surface is curved inwards. As in the diagram also, in the lower side you are able to see the curved inwards part. You are able to see my hand like a spoon. If you see the spoon, the inner surface area of the spoon is there, which is shining. That is called, it can be called as a concave mirror. And the outer surface of the spoon that is present on the outer surface, that is called as a convex mirror. So this inner surface which is shining in a curvature form, that is concave, and outside one is a convex mirror. The mirror in which the reflecting surface is curved outwards, that is convex mirror. The second point is all incident rays striking the surface converge towards the focus. Now that can be explained by the diagram itself only. Now you see the parallel lines which are coming towards the concave mirror, and all the parallel lines which are parallel to the principal axis are all converge. Converge means diverted towards the focus. So they are all diverted towards the focus. That's why it is called as a converging mirror. And the second part of it, that is a convex mirror, the parallel lines which are coming and striking to this convex region are striking and going on the outward side. So this outward surface is nothing but diverging. That means the rays are getting diverged towards the outward side. So it is called as a diverged by the. Now if you see to it that it is getting diverged by the focus. That means all the rays which are diverging, if you join them, the backside point back of the mirror will be the focus point of the mirror. As you are able to see in the diagram itself also in a dotted form, in the convex mirror it is being shown all the lines which are coming, the rays which are being diverged are being focused toward the means diverged towards the focus itself, from the focus I would say. Now the concave mirrors are called as in converging mirrors. That's why the name is another name is converging mirrors, and for convex mirrors it is called as in diverging mirrors. The second part is ray diagram. Now the ray diagram which you are able to see on the lower side, that is a diagram which is an handmade by me. Now I have tried to put certain things. It's a just simple concave mirror, and in concave mirror, if you want to make a concave mirror, you have to take draw a straight line first of all, put a rounder and draw a curvature. That will be called as an center of. Now we will first start with MN, that is being shown to you. That is a curvature. Curvature is a part of an whole sphere. Now if I make an whole sphere and if I cut a small part out of it which is shining towards the inside, will be a concave mirror. So we'll start with a concave mirror. You're able to see the concave mirror. The dash part shows that it is rough and the inside portion is shining. Now MN is an aperture. Aperture, that means a part of an concave mirror. The whole part from that is just an aperture. CP, that is point from C to P. Now that particular line is called as the principal axis. So that particular line CP is called as a principal axis. Focus F, the point from which all the rays which are converging and meeting towards the point is called as a focus. Center of curvature, that is C point. Center of curvature from which you have placed a rounder and drawn an arc or a aperture. If you make it a complete sphere or a circle, from that particular circle, that center is called, that means center of the entire sphere, the part we have cut from the mirror, that is called as an center of curvature. I is an angle of incident. Angle of incident shows, now angle of incident I have placed, and you have been seeing that the ray which is coming and striking and going backward side from A point, AB is a object which is coming and striking and going back, that is an I, and a ray passing towards the C, I and R is being placed there. So I is nothing but angle of incident. That can be made towards the pole also, that from the C from the A point towards the pole and coming back, that can be made. That is angle of incident, and R is an angle of refraction. Now the same way P is a pole, P point is particularly a pole from CP, and FP is the focal length. Now what is a focus? Focus is a point on which all the rays are converging. That is called as a focus point, and from focus point to pole, the distance is called as a focal length. The same way CP, C is a point that is called as a center of curvature. That point is mentioned as center of curvature, but the distance between from C to P, that is a radius of the arc, that is a radius of that particular arc or aperture, is called, the distance is called as a radius of curvature. Now as I mentioned, I is an angle of incidence, the same way R is an angle of reflection. Now A is an incident ray, the ray which has been mentioned as A, that is coming from the object, that is why it has been mentioned as an incident ray, and after striking going back towards the focus or passing from the focus is called as a reflected ray. AB, which is on the principal axis, the above portion AB is an height of an that is an object size which is in place. So AB is an object with height h. It can be any height. It can be of any centimeter, meter, depends upon the size of the mirror and an object. So h is an height of an object, and A dash B dash, which is an inverted image which is formed in this particular position, that is an inverted image. AB is formed, that is A dash, and B dash, that is an height of an image. Though it is inverted, it is height of an image. Now B to P is object distance from which AB is placed, and AB from point B to P, that is pole, this particular distance is called as an object distance. The same way B dash, where the image is formed, A dash and B dash, A dash is on the lower side, B dash on the top, from B dash to P is called as an image distance. So this is how we need to mention this particular diagram. We'll keep up till here for this particular video. Thank you.